draw the line. It's What's My Line?
No, I know.
Welcome to Bright Horizons with
Good morning, Deb
And
Colella,
Jim.
and our one and only Jim Chiaffi.
Nice
Hola,
to see you all.
Buenos dias.
Happy Friday. Buongiorno a
You
tutti.
have to have that little international
Benvenuti. Welcome all of
coming
you.
your way. It's Friday. It's Friday. What do you think about that?
Our singer.
Oh.
We love music. That's why we like to bring up to you. We have some birthdays
Yes,
today.
we do.
Anita Gabler. Happy birthday, Anita.
Anita, happy birthday.
And
Happy
a
birthday.
few days ago was Gladys McKenzie. Happy birthday, Gladys.
Gladys Mackenzie, happy birthday.
And then Tuesday, Jerry Ireland. Happy birthday, Jerry.
Happy birthday, Jerry.
And
Happy,
Wednesday,
happy
our
birthday.
beloved Marie Pinchman.
Happy birthday,
Day to-
Maria.
let's sing her.
Oh, also, my hubby, Greg.
On
His
Sunday.
birthday, October 22nd.
Are you going to cook for him?
Oh, no. No, we're going to go out. He deserves a break. I mean, if anything, he cooks a little too much, and it's his day.
Well,
So
happy
he picks
birthday,
a
Greg.
restaurant. We just do it. Happy birthday, sweetheart. Mwah. And also, I have a wonderful cousin. Her name is Damaris Martinez. And I wish you a happy birthday.
Happy
honey.
birthday.
18 years old. God bless. Happy birthday, everybody.
Oh, she's
Happy-
an adult. An adult.
Yeah, I know. Remember that? 18.
And also-
you're too
also-
excited to.
Also on Wednesday is
Grow up.
Steve Cara, so happy birthday, Steve.
Steve, happy birthday. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you.
Happy birthday to
you.
you.
Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
Here we go with the tambourine.
You know what that means.
It wouldn't be the same without the tambourine.
All right. Gonna have a little cheer in there, a little.
We
get up
love
and
that.
go.
Yes,
Happy
gives us that
birthday.
oomph.
Say
Tambourine
again.
oomph.
Oppa.
Oomph.
Oppa.
Our topic today,
Is
What's My Line?
What's My Line?
That reminds me of a television show, right?
Years ago, well, years
Used to watch that all the
ago.
time.
That's a great show. As a matter of fact, I love that show. I love to go like on YouTube and watch the different shows from years ago. Being an old soul, I
Yes.
guess, has a lot to do with it. But yeah, What's My Line? What a fun show. And it ran from, I did some research, 1950 to 1967, that show ran.
1950 to 67?
Yes.
17
it's-
years.
Yeah,
Wow.
1950 to 1960. And you know what? It's the longest running U.S. primetime network television game show. Yes, indeed. And the show tasked 4 celebrity panelists and with guessing the occupation.
Yes.
They all have to wear that mask of guess by asking questions, you know, who you are. It's funny. It gets very
Yeah,
comical.
Connie Francis was on that once,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember. Yeah, they would
So
have
many
celebrities.
wonderful people.
Yeah.
What's my line?
But Arlene Francis was one of the contestants. Some
Arlene
of them were so
Francis.
perceptive, you know.
yes, yes.
They were really very good at guessing
Yes.
people.
Yeah, they had to.
Might
you
be
know.
a sixth sense that they have or something. You know?
But it was funny because here they are. They have their masks on, and you know
Right.
it's like wow, you know. And they had 2,196 episodes.
Wow. I think Soupy
Like-
Sales was on that toward the
Oh,
end
remember
too.
Soupy Sales?
Yes.
Yes, he was, as a matter of
Yes,
fact.
yes.
Yeah, 73 years old this show is, and it was a weekly televised game show, black and white, and then of course later in color. I don't know.
In
I
living
guess-
color.
Living color. What's my line? It was a popular American game show. Fun. I mean, I remember seeing one with Desi Arnaz.
Oh,
You know,
really?
Lucille. Yeah, I'll never forget. And of course, with Desi, he has that very thick, or he had that very thick accent.
Right.
Lucy. Oh no.
So he had to answer
You know, I'll
questions,
never
right?
forget how he had the mask on, or they had the mask on. He's sitting there, and they're saying, "Well, you know, are you a singer?" Could be. He goes, could be, but he was watching his accent very carefully.
Yeah, because some of them would try to mask their voice, so you couldn't
He had
tell.
to mask his voice, and then, well, are you an entertainer? Possibly. You know, I mean, it's
Or
funny.
some people might say so.
You know, some people might say so. Well, I guess you could say I am, or whatever. You know, whatever the question, the contestants determine their occupations and all that. Fun, fun. What if they make game shows too, like they did back then? I just love the older.
But I'll tell you, the quality of some shows
Yes.
nowadays, I see the,
That is, it's tremendously.
it's so sad to see the quality's not there.
It really has. It's just. I mean, they're fun. They're nice, but they're
But
just.
some of them are just silly, you know, it's silly.
It's like
not,
really.
yeah, there's no depth to
I
them at
know.
all, you know. I think they do it just to get the people's emotions going and
Right,
the audience will
right.
become involved with the people's emotions. I don't know, but it's not the same depth as some of the older
Remember, you know,
ones.
the show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
That was good when it started.
Yeah, when it was good.
I think I told you before I tried out for that show.
Oh, I didn't know.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry. No, it was $25,000 pyramid.
I was gonna say now that is
Yeah.
a great show. Now that I used to watch that continually. I love the 25. So what happened?
We had
What
to
a
go to
great
New
show to
York.
be
Yeah,
on.
I think my sister and I,
Fun.
Angela. Hi, Angela.
Hi,
She
Angela.
she tried it. My beautiful sister. She tried out with me. We went down to the studio, and you were interviewed by someone. But you know, you have to be a certain type that they're looking for.
Sure.
So neither of us were selected, but it was still fun going through the experience.
Right, just the experience within itself. Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's the other game show I love is Family Feud. You know, I think it's the host. You know, Steve Harvey. He's funny.
When Richard Dawson was on that
Yeah,
for
I
years.
remember that Richard Dawson for many years, and he was good, very good. But I mean, the expressions I think alone is one of the reasons why I watch it
Yes.
because, I mean, it's incredible, funny
Now, the
expressions.
purpose of our topic is not to reminisce about the past.
Not to
So,
talk about the
what our
game
viewers
shows,
know.
but what does all right? What's my line?
Yeah, what's your line out there?
Yeah,
You know.
what could be your line?
So what I was thinking when we discussed this, it's funny, during the week, Deb and I have a discussion about a topic, and what immediately came to me is what's your purpose, or what's really your objective in life, or you know, a deeper meaning than just the obvious what's your line. So I was thinking about Deb and what characteristic I would think of her, and cheerleader came to me.
Cheerleader.
Yes, you're a cheerleader. You always want to encourage people, cheering them on, and her happy personality is what a wonderful
Aw.
cheerleader. And then this
Sweet.
morning I walked in, and Deb was telling me, as you know, we've had Angela Kaufman as our
Angela
guest,
Kaufman.
and she has that prison ministry.
Yes.
And Deb is one of the angels who communicates with the persons in jail or prison, and they encourage the prisoners to know that there's
Yeah.
someone outside that has faith in them. And
Yeah.
a beautiful story about one of them is going to be released from jail.
17 years she's
Yes.
been, and it just warms my heart. I had tears when I read it, and Angela, thank you so much for leaving that letter on my desk when I came in, but it goes to show you the communication, the caring,
Yes.
and what could be done and what could absolutely take place in one's life just by being there. Times are tough for everybody, but boy, oh boy, just that one word or that taking the time for writing that letter, it does the heart good. So I couldn't be more happier.
And just think of the people that are incarcerated. They
Yeah.
feel like society's forgotten them. Nobody really cares. And for this beautiful ministry, thank you again, Angela.
Yes.
And now Deb
Yes.
and other people are participating,
Yeah, she
giving that
just-
encouragement to
it's
them.
amazing.
You know.
You know, she had a Zoom meeting the other night, and I was on it. I participated, and it was wonderful. And I thought, what a wonderful.
Yeah.
She calls it Jesus in jail,
Right.
and I think he's all over. But
Right.
you know, they need it.
That's
so,
beautiful.
Yeah, it's part of what's your line, really.
So our cheerleader.
Aw. And so were you, and so was Angela. So many cheerleaders in
So
our
I was
life.
thinking about me, and I would characterize myself as a problem solver because,
Oh yes.
being that I'm an attorney, my mind always thinks when I see a challenge, how to resolve it. You know. and
Yes, you do.
I think that's a good characteristic. How I would describe
You're
myself.
a sympathetic man. You know, Jim is one that is. You know, don't ever let him. How do you want to say? Don't ever be misunderstood with Jim's laid back way because he sees more, knows more. He's an old soul. He knows what he knows, and he weighs things quite a bit. I've noticed that
Yes.
he's been like that for forever, as long as I've known him. And you are a problem solver, and you're there for so many people. And I don't even know how you do it half the time because you're an attorney, you're a problem solver, you're an uncle, you're a brother, you're everything to so many people. So we love Jim so much for that, and believe me, there's not a soul that doesn't know that about you.
Well, thank you. I know I'm blessed, and I appreciate
Yes,
that.
yes.
And I think the important thing in life is to share yourself with others, and help others,
Well,
because
absolutely.
we're not
Yeah.
on this world on our own. So it's important to help others. And like with the Jesus in jail, once again, I just, think about those poor people. Obviously, some of them, are not the best of character, but others are there from circumstances, and they might have had a difficult time in life, and
Mm-hmm.
they're in set of circumstances that
Right.
lands them there,
Right.
and to think that there are people that care about them and let them know that there are people out there, and who knows, their life can change. A lot of them are very spiritual too,
Oh yes.
because
yes,
obviously
yes.
the Lord becomes a very part of life when you're in a circumstance like that. When we have challenges,
Yeah.
s- we should always be with the Lord, but sometimes when we have challenges, we ask more of the Lord than we normally would. So
It's like
so,
the footprints.
yeah.
It's then that I carried you, and I love that.
Yes.
And these girls, and that's why Angela take on that
I know. So it's such a blessing.
wholeheartedly. It was just wonderful. So she says, I don't want to, put everything on you, Deb. I said, no, give it to me, bring it my way, because that to me fulfills my heart. And if I can do that, that's what I'm here to help. We're all here. I have a purpose, and I want the Lord to continue to show me what my purpose is. And
Cheerleader.
mentor and counselor and everybody's brother. Are you kidding me? Please.
But we're all blessed. That's the beauty of it.
Yes. And speaking of blessed, with all the we have not just Halloween, but Thanksgiving's around the corner. So that's a time that we're so thankful.
Contemplative, yes.
And every day though we're thankful. Every single day.
And Hallmark's going to have their Christmas movie starting tonight.
Yes. Hallmark's fantastic. And I know that you watch them. I enjoy watching them. I know my sister-in-law loves watching them. A lot of they're full of meaning and so much love. And you get addicted to when you watch them because one is better than the next.
Yeah, I was watching one last night while I was having a meal, and there's a lot of sometimes you think of superficial these love stories, romantic comedies, but they're not, because there's a message generally in these movies.
Always.
Now, last night there was a woman whose husband had died, I think a couple of years earlier, and another gentleman is coming into her life. So she's grieving, and she really can't be open to the love. And the movie, delves into that a little bit. But what was interesting is the husband knew he was dying. So before he died, he recorded a video that he gave to her mother. And he said to the mother, if she's having trouble afterwards, give her this video to see. So she's having trouble. She's sort of stuck, in her life, in her emotions. She can't really be open to another person. So the mother gives her the video, they show the video, and he's on the screen. It was just so beautiful. But he says to her, I died, you didn't, which is really important to keep in mind, because the survivor hasn't died,
That's
and,
right.
and he says, I want you to live your life and be happy, which we would all want for our loved ones. But it was just so beautiful how they did that, and the message that was given from him to her. Yeah. Which is very relevant for all of us, because when we think of our loved ones who passed, they want us to live. They don't want us to die with them,
Right.
So it's so important to keep that in mind, and
Right.
it's just a beautiful message. So after hearing that, then she's able to open her heart, and move forward. He also said, I want you to move on with your life.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a beautiful way to deliver that message,
It's
Creative. I love writers who are so creative.
Very creative.
And the way that was really developed and portrayed on the screen was just very it was touching. It did bring tears to your eyes, but it's a beautiful message for all of us. So
Yeah.
our loved ones are around us. Their spirit
Always.
remains with us. But we're
They're
still
there
here to
through
live.
you,
Yeah,
and
but we
they're
have to live.
exactly. You have to live,
And they
it's
left a
tough.
part of themselves with us, you know.
Right.
So that's the beauty, that we want to impart that on others.
I was watching The Voice, which is one of my favorite shows, and I love music, but this particular show I'm addicted to. The Voice is amazing.
Who are the judges
And
this year?
the judges were John Legend, which I applaud him. I love him,
Yeah.
and of course, there's our new Reba
Oh, Reba,
McEntire in
she's a
place
very,
of Blake Shelton, who is awesome. Queen of Country, our
yes,
Reba McEntire. I adore her. Then of course Gwen Stefani.
she's still on.
And
Okay.
yeah, Howard, he is with what was he with One Direction, I think, or NSYNC.
Oh, okay.
But I'll tell you what, each and every season that they have The Voice, the judges are spectacular. There's Kelly Clarkson. There's just so many
Right.
different, but they're all wonderful in their own way, and they have heart and soul. And they've been around the block. They know what it takes to be there, to be a judge, not just a judge judging, but to be a mentor,
Right.
to lift
A
these
cheerleader.
a cheerleader to lift them up. But there was one particular young man that got up on stage, and I did not stop crying. He sang a song, I Look to You by Whitney Houston, and he had the judges crying. He had everybody just at a standstill. His mom had passed away last year, and he tried to sing this song at her funeral. At her service, unfortunately, he couldn't make it through because it was just too
Yes.
choking, too hard for him. And he says, I have my second chance here with my mom. He did a spectacular performance on the stage, and I just thought, wow,
That's
that is your
beautiful.
mom coming through.
Yes.
And he had every judge like, they couldn't, they were all.
I Look to
and
You, it's
I
called?
Look to You
I have to look
by
that up.
Whitney Houston, and it's just, and that's exactly how I feel, with my mom and my dad and the loved ones who I've lost. But when he
Right.
said that about his mom, I thought, wow, what a beautiful sentiment. And he was able to get through, as difficult as it was, especially on one of the biggest stages there is, The
Yes.
Voice. But it shows you the strength that he was able to get in. You know why? Because his mom was with him.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And that's in keeping with our topic, because
Yeah.
these contestants are pursuing their career. That's
They're
their
living
line.
their dream.
That's
This is
their
everything.
line. That's their
That
line.
there you go.
Yeah.
That's their line.
Right.
This is their
And-
dream.
and-
This is what they want to do. Perfect.
And I
Jim.
really think that's what we all in life
Yeah.
need to keep in
What
mind.
is, what's your line? So,
Are
the
you doing
game
what?
show.
Are you doing what you really should be doing? And
Oh, I know. And
Yeah.
what's your bottom line? And that brings me to a pyramid.
Okay, let's see the pyramid.
Now, here's the pyramid. It's kind of small. I don't know.
Yes.
But the pyramid basically represents it has to have a 5-level deep list of needs. You're responsible, your love, your integrity. I mean, stages of the pyramid. What is your line? I may say, as Jim well knows, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And sometimes, even though he's my mentor, I know he gets a little frustrated with me, and I could say that because he loves me and I love him. So we're family,
Right.
but I really think without Jim, in so many ways, we have a lot of mentors and a lot of mentors in my life. But this man over here has been a tremendous mentor, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart with everything that I have. I believe that timing is everything, and sometimes some of us need a little bit more of a push. It needs to have a 5-level deep commitment. Are you, what you say is one thing, and what you feel is another. And how true are you? Like you were saying, what are we supposed to do when we know that the need is there in us? We feel it. We want to do it, and yet we procrastinate. Why do you think that is, Jim?
I think that there are some factors and challenges in life that appear that we have to deal with, and sometimes we put our best interests in the back burner because we're
Bingo.
trying to help
And
someone
that's
else.
right.
It's,
It's unique. You can only define it as you being you, but knowing that timing will get you there. I mean, there's no time like the present, of course, and you certainly don't want to put it off and say, "Well, I'll do it one day. I'll do it one day." And I just feel like that fire, like this young man. I keep thinking that's why he
Right.
just got my attention on The Voice. He was ready to go, and he just lost his mom a year
Yeah.
ago. And that's not really a long time to lose your mom. And she also, by the way, I didn't say this much, she had wanted him to sing this song in her service.
Ah,
So that was even more
Yes.
spectacular and had more meaning for him because he knew what was expected of him. He couldn't pull it off at the funeral, but she knew. But there was a time and a place, and guess what? The voice was the place for him to do it. Did he surprise himself? Yes. And
our dear friend Judy Sexton is watching.
Hi, Judy.
I
We
wanted
love
to say
you.
hello, but I wanted to highlight Judy and Pam Hutchinson. Their line is helping the community,
They
and
do a lot.
they do a lot of
They
fundraising.
do. I see that.
And it's just so beautiful that what the two of you do, especially for the Pittman School. For there's a school in the area where they help raise a lot of funds, and it's just so beautiful. Once again, you're cheerleaders for the children, and
Yes.
there are all aspects of our society that need help. Angela and you are helping the prisoners at the present time. Judy and Pam help children. There's just so many that need our help. So please be there for whatever need arises, because that's what we're here to do. You know.
And what about you? You do beautiful things for our vets in need. I mean, my goodness, Deb Darren. I mean, you're
Yeah.
always involved with doing beautiful things for the vets in need. I mean, veterans are everything.
They
We
are.
thank you so much for your
Yeah.
love and your work and all you do. My gosh, we can't give enough to the veterans. And Jim is a great example.
Thank you.
He's done a lot above and
I've been
beyond.
blessed,
He will
so
always do that.
it's a Thanksgiving, for the blessings that we receive,
Yeah.
that we should do for others. So it's just a beautiful world when everybody's helping each other out.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, it's not why do you have to? You don't have to do anything you don't want to, but it's within your heart
Yes.
and soul. I mean, we're in this together, right? We
And,
always
and
say
people
that.
come into our lives for certain reasons. We don't know what the reason might be, but I think the Lord places people in your lives to provide some type of assistance or advice, or it's just interesting how that
Yeah.
works out.
And what is your line? Draw the line.
Right.
That you can relate it to that too. Where do you draw the line? Speaking of that, to establish a figurative boundary, oh, that's it, I draw the line. I'm not putting up with this anymore, as an example, to clearly separate or create boundaries. Yeah. What your line can mean a
Well-
lot of different things.
Well,
a
that
lot.
helps you focus too when you have boundaries,
Mhm.
because otherwise you might be meandering all different directions.
Right.
So it's important to do that.
Yeah, if you really need to draw the line between you and someone else, decide firmly the limit of what you will tolerate and participate in and put up with. So, yeah, that's draw the line. I don't think there's a song with that, but.
Johnny Cash had a song about the line. I
Did he?
walked the line.
Oh, I walked the line. There you go. Because you're mine, I walk the line. Because you're mine. What a great entertainer Johnny Cash was. Wow.
Yes. Now he was in
Talk
prison,
about-
right? He was
oh,
in prison
sure.
years before.
Yeah. Fulton Prison. We sang a song about that.
Yeah. I don't know the whole history, but thank
Yeah,
God.
Fulton. I saw
And I think he wore black because of that, right?
he
Wasn't
wore
that
black
some-
all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was
That was his
significance to that.
statement. I walk the line because you're mine.
But talk about being an inspiration. He
Oh,
was an
yeah.
inspiration to so many. That's the beauty of the entertainment business, because you
Yeah.
could be so visible, and I don't think most of them realize what example that they feel like they're setting for others, but they are examples. Look at
Right.
Taylor Swift now. All the millions of people that follow Taylor Swift. So hopefully she'll always set a good example, because they're looking to her as a role model.
Right.
Although I don't think it's always
right.
wise to look at entertainers as role models, but they are. So I hope they live up to the expectations of their fans.
Right. There's so many different entertainers that are just amazing, and they go on to different levels in their life too. Where I remember John Travolta, for crying out loud. Welcome Back, Kotter. Remember that
Yes.
show? And then there was, what's his name, Horseshack on the show. Mr. Carter, Mr. Carter. Ooh. Remember that? Horseshack, they called
Yeah.
him. What a funny show. I mean, just, my gosh. And then John Travolta is Bobby Barbarino.
Right.
Bobby Barbarino. But I've always loved John Travolta. And, he just shot up like a rising star. But
Yeah.
that man does a lot, too.
Yes.
For charities. And also, on that note, Suzanne Summers passed away. And that was really so hard because...
Did you read what her husband wrote? It was just so beautiful.
They had him on Entertainment Tonight their love affair for over 55 years. I think they were together.
Yeah.
I mean, they were inseparable. They did everything together. And if they were apart, maybe it was to go to the restroom or something. But I mean, that's how close their relationship was. And yes,
But what he was saying was so beautiful because he said there's no word that can really describe love is not deep enough. And then he went into some other words. And then at the end he says the best description is us. You know, it's
us.
two of them.
Yeah.
That's what they felt for
Yes.
each other. It was them.
Yeah.
It's just so heartfelt, and it was. I think he said he
Yeah.
read it to her before she passed.
He, as a matter of fact,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
heard that. I
Yeah.
read it actually, but that's
How blessed to have someone in your life like that for 55 years.
My
you know.
goodness, and she fought breast cancer
Yes.
for many
Yes.
years, and she worked out. She was the one that invented the Thigh Master. Remember
Right.
that? I remember saying, "Oh, that's a great," and I used to dance with her music and all of that, her workouts years ago,
And how
but-
interesting though she started as a character on that show
Three's
as,
Company.
as Chrissy,
Come
who
and
was
knock
really
on our door.
right. They portrayed her as a ditzy character
Yeah.
without any depth. But look at the depth in her that she
Yeah.
really had. You know, just so interesting. You know, the juxtaposition of her character
Yes.
versus the person that she was.
She did a great job in that show too.
And she helped so many people throughout the years with health and
Yes.
and all the advice that she would.
I
give.
remember it was about 2014, I want to say. I and my girlfriend had gone to the Palm Beach Gardens Mall where Dr. Oz and Suzanne Summers were.
Oh, they were both there.
Yes, they were both there making a
Ah.
presentation.
Oh.
And it was packed. And I wanted so much to get a picture with Dr. Oz and Suzanne Summers, but of course, obviously, it was impossible. But what they did have lined up was the cardboard figures of Dr. Oz and Suzanne Summers. So both my girlfriends took a picture of me and, Dr. I still have them with me, Dr. Oz and Suzanne Summers.
Were you able to hear what they had to say?
Oh, we stood there. I mean,
Oh,
it was a
yeah.
very large crowd.
Yeah.
It was it was a lengthy amount of time to stand there. But
Right.
I mean, it was all about, what you put in your body and,
Right.
and he, Dr. Oz. I mean,
Yes.
he's terrific.
Yeah.
And the importance of taking care of oneself
Right.
and how you can look good and maintain youth and so on and so forth. We all know Dr. Oz was, amazing. And Suzanne Summers too. So we lost another wonderful person, but God bless you. Rest in peace, Suzanne Summers. And
Well, God
Love
bless
to her.
and God bless her for all she did
Yes.
for so many people. Yes.
And God bless her husband and her
Alan.
family.
Yes.
Beautiful love affair.
Yeah. She'll always be an example for people. So God bless her.
Yeah,
Yes.
that really got to me. Wow, when I heard that, I couldn't believe it. I knew
Yeah.
she was suffering, but I didn't realize. And she in fact, she just passed away before her 76th, I think, birthday.
77th.
Oh,
Yeah, the
70,
next day.
She
Yeah.
would have been 77.
Beautiful
Yeah.
soul, and we're blessed to have had her in our lives. I want to read an essay from our dear Marie.
Marie.
So our title was "What's My Line?" Hers is "What's Your Story?"
I love it. What's your story?
What's your story?
Morning glory.
Uh, Marie starts off saying, "Everyone has a story to tell, right?
True.
A tall tale to keep one awake at night, or a simple, quiet one filled with monotony, seemingly meaninglessness, and uncomplicated. The first may be exciting, but the latter may speak volumes in its simplicity." But I want to go on to say, what will be your personal eulogy? Will it read like an exaggerated, told thriller, or simply a love story filled with compassion and warmth toward your fellow man? How appropriate to what we're talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
A story to give others hope for happiness and a simple, good life, live with love and faith in a divine presence larger than the universe and more powerful. A presence capable of giving the birds their song and man his abilities and gifts to leave a lasting imprint in the hearts of every person who dares to dream. Just the thoughts that Marie comes up with. Isn't it beautiful? Thank you for
And
your
they're all
wisdom,
unique.
Marie.
They're all different.
Marie goes on to say, I believe every life is useful in some way. It may not shake the universe with some spectacular discovery, cure for hopelessness diseases, but can make a difference in one life at a time, which is so true.
Yes.
A sincere smile can prevent a man or woman from an irreversible action and encourage them to give life another chance, which our cheerleader here is doing, giving the incarcerated another chance.
Aw.
In every life story, there's a beginning, a middle, and an ending, right?
Yeah.
The plot may change from time to time,
Oh yeah. That's
unnecessary words removed,
Yeah.
the spelling and dialogue corrected,
true.
and when the final word is written, thankfulness for the finished product. Your story, your life. They are one and the same, edited, improved upon. In most cases, the ending can be changed,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
even if it requires humbling oneself to ask for help from a higher power
Mm-hmm.
with endless availability.
Right.
Only the author of that life can make the necessary change.
Only the author of that life can make the necessary change. That is profound, and yes,
Yes.
indeed, that is true, Marie.
The wisdom.
Oh, thank
Thank
you,
you, thank
so
you, thank you,
much.
thank you, thank you for sharing
We
your
can
wisdom.
make a change. We can make it happen.
Yes. Beautiful,
We
beautiful,
can all
beautiful.
make it happen.
Please buy this book if you don't have it, because every night you can read an essay and it'll be inspiring for you, or in the morning you could read the essay, out of my mind and into your heart.
It will make you feel
Yes.
wonderful and fulfilled inside, a warming, warming glow that you can actually go to sleep and wake up feeling fabulous.
Right.
And I've done that.
And then
With
share
Marie's
it
book.
with others too.
Right, right.
Just so beautiful. Thank you,
Yeah.
Marie.
Marie Pinchman.
What a difference Marie makes in everybody's lives.
She sure does.
And what a
It's
difference a
wonderful.
day makes in our lives.
What a difference a day makes in our lives. It always does. And we are happy to be back with you this Friday morning, October the
20th.
20th. And my goodness, the days are flying and the weeks are flying.
Yes.
But you know what? Always remember to smile, keep an uplifted attitude, no matter how tough things get. And oh boy, with that being said,
What a difference a day makes. 24 little hours brought the sun and the flowers where there used to be rain. What a difference a day makes.
And
the difference is you and you and you and you and you and you and you. All of you make a difference.
Better make it. Oh my gosh. you
I hope
all
we
make
made a difference in your lives today.
Have a wonderful Friday.
We love you.
Until next time.
Thank you for sharing this with others.